we had started inheritance, and what is and we will use this is a relationship and has a relationship. It's actually a very simple thing, you might say it in this way, but actually we also use it a lot in computer science, in many things, in also in database systems and so on and so. So what is this is, well, when a class has, they have inheritance relationship, they have this is a relationship, which means like a book, let's say a class book extends the class product, then you can say that, okay, book is a product. So they have this is a relationship. But what is a has a relationship? Well, a book has an order. Well, let's say that then we write it as an attribute. Then we will say, okay, they have an has a relationship. Of course, an order is not a book. That sounds weird, but we can say, okay, a book has an order. So these two have these two different relationships we have, and actually having this relationship, especially is a relationship, you will see that it will make it easier to understand how to read a code that we will see in the following slides. So, and we had talked about this, the object class, which is basically the class of all other classes. So all classes in Java is actually extends Java the object class. Like when we say, I think we had did it in one of the cases, like, let me open this. If I create a dummy class, any class, that I don't say anything here, even though it extends the object class. So all classes extend an object class. So if I write here a book class, and then it says that, okay, it extends product class, well, still, then I can go to the product class, and then product class, like, even though I don't write it as this explicitly, it will still extend the object class. So we can say the object class is the main father of all classes. And this is a useful thing. Why is that? Well, since I know that all classes are actually inherited from this object class, they all have these some common functions. Like when you in any class, if you write just this and then hit dot, then the Eclipse shows me a really long list of functions that I can use, like equals, finalize, get class, hash code, and so on and so. Where does these functions come from? They are all inherited from the object class. Sorry. But of course, why do we have these? Well, these methods are actually to override. So we'd like to represent that, okay, an object should have a toString method, an object should have an equals method, and so on. So these are actually meant to override, meant to change, but at least it will give you the confidence that, okay, I know that it should have a toString method that will represent the class as a string or value, or it should have an equals method so that I can just use it to compare these two objects. And as I said now, they meant to be overridden. So this is also a very important concept, which is overriding an function. So when I go to this again, our dummy code again, dummy class, it has this toString function. Like I can call this dot toString, and then let's just run this code. So I will make this static just to be easy to run it, and then I'll go to my main function. In that one, I will call this class. Okay. This doesn't. I made a mistake. This shouldn't be static because I'm using this. Anyway, then I need to go back to here. I need to create a new dummy object, and then through that I will call this m function. When I do this, it will return me this weird output which says dummy at and then some numbers. Well, The reason is that, okay, I need to actually change this to string method. I need to override it. I don't want it runs, but actually it's like a placeholder for me only. So I would like to change it. How can I do it? I will do it through the book. Maybe it will be even better to present. So in our book class, I would like to override it. So when I call this book functions to string method, I will do it here. I don't want to get this kind of some weird message. So what I should do is I will just redefine it here. And I would like to say, okay, it should return probably this dot. What do we have to represent a book object? Well, maybe the title, and then I can put a space here, and then probably this dot title, and so on and so. So based on my needs, I'm redefining the toString method. So when I'm going to my main function now, when I create a book object again, now I create one fully book object, in which I will also set the name to some name and set the title to something else. And then, let me zoom out a little bit, this is too much. And then when I say that, okay, B, actually when I just print B, what happens? It looks like we need a name here, okay. And also some price, I guess, yeah. Anyway. What happens if I try to print object B itself? Well, actually what is happening here is Java calls its toString method. Java calls its toString method. So when I call this, it runs this, which is isim başlık. What is it? Well, what is that? When we go to our toString method again, it is this. If you want to make it more clear, like maybe this will be better to understand that when we are running it, it calls actually this toString method. Well, if you say this that toString, will it change anything? No, it won't. It will still run that one.